800 number. So here's your answer. First of all, there's an easy way for European countries and the US and Canada to end the war in Ukraine. It's saying, I'm sorry, we're not going to do membership for NATO for you at this time, but we are instead going to offer some non-NATO, unofficial support, by just having a military presence in your country. And we'll make that known to Russia. And if Russia doesn't remove itself now that there is no hope for you to join NATO, then yes, then things are going to change. The other thing is, I'd be surprised if you did that, and that's super easy to do. And you won't also do the right things when China goes for Taiwan. And but what is harder to do is to get Israel to kind of stop doing. Well, they're not Jews doing it. They're not typical Jews doing this to Palestinians. They're Zionists. So Zionists are kind of worse than Nazis. By the end of 2025, for sure they will be. And Canada is one of the countries that is unofficially supported this genocide, these Nazis. So, how much do I believe elites in politics who are also capitalists? And capitalism, by the way, is not always patriotic. In fact, it is extremely rare that it is patriotic, the politicians' capitalism. It's usually more self-serving. It usually approaches more, not patriotism, but the egocentric side of the spectrum of worldviews and, set of beliefs. Now, when it comes to Carney, of course, he has and is and will do better than Poilievre ever would. Can you imagine Poilievre going to meet leaders around the world or even be proactive on the international stage? Come on. But still, when it comes to negotiating, there's nobody in politics that I know in Canada or maybe one or two in other countries, I'm not even sure, that actually can include things other than capitalism in negotiating deals between countries. They only include capitalism. So, of course, I have to give not just Prime Minister Carney a failing grade by not incorporating culture repairing, win-win on both sides of these deals, aspects to these deals, but also CBC not being able to engage in such conversations. Again, I've been in a CBC office saying I exist here. You might want to read or look or find out about me. And then you'll get to present to your listeners and viewers some alternate paradigms to evaluate for things. Otherwise, just evaluate Prime Minister Carney on the typical capitalist negotiations between elites. Don't make it sound as if he's representing Canadians, because then, again, you're talking about cultures, and you have no clue, Prime Minister Carney or his team or CBC, how to enter into conversations that relate to cultures or cultural repair. You have to be a systems thinker. You have to think outside the box. For example, there are ways to negotiate deals with the worst countries in the world and make it that cultural repair must be included. De-escalating wars must be included. And that you also put the consequences that are immediate when a third party investigates and confirms any breakages in these deals.